Hi, I'm Bryce. The Bible has some pretty grand and amazing stories. A great flood, a talking donkey, people rising from the dead. It all sounds a bit fantastical, doesn't it? But does that mean the Bible is a fairy tale? Once upon a time, you may have heard or watched fairy tales like Cinderella, Peter Pan, or Hansel and Gretel, but at some point you realized these stories weren't real. Yes, those tales ignited our imagination, but they weren't actual history. Some people today believe the Bible is just another fairy tale, like a novel from an ancient Hans Christian Andersen, but there is plenty of evidence that proves the Bible is filled with the truest stories humanity has ever known, from archaeological evidence to testimonies from people who had plenty of reasons to lie, and yet they didn't. An incredible number of archaeological discoveries support the authenticity of the Bible and prove that the people in these stories are not fictional characters, but real humans from our world's history. The ancient casket of Caiaphas, the high priest who presided over Jesus' false trial in Matthew 26, has been unearthed. A stone tablet was discovered that's inscribed with the name Pontius Pilate, the ruler who sentenced Jesus to death, and the list goes on. Has anyone ever gone past the second star to the right, straight on till morning, or found Cinderella's glass slipper, or took possessions of the rings of power? No, because those objects are from fictional tales. And the Bible has some elements in it that just don't work for a novel. How many characters really need to be called Mary? That's not very creative. Why would supposed heroes be portrayed in a poor light? The Old Testament tells us of King David's infidelity and murderous plot. If it weren't true, why would this awful story be allowed to remain in Israel's sacred manuscripts? When Jesus was crucified, the disciples fled. If the disciples were making up a story, they certainly wouldn't have included embarrassing details of their cowardice. Who would claim a lie that makes them look bad? Soon after Jesus' resurrection, those who claimed he was the risen Savior were severely beaten because they refused to deny the truth about Jesus. They were so certain of what they knew to be true, they were willing to suffer torture, imprisonment, and death. They could have said it was a lie and saved their skin, yet they said it was true even in the face of imminent persecution and pain, because it was. As you navigate questions about the Bible, remember that it's not a fairy tale. Scholars have studied and confirmed the accuracy of various details. The Bible clearly states that it is God's true word and not a cleverly written fiction. The Bible is absolute truth. The Bible is truly God's story, and it is the greatest story ever told. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We answer questions like this every day, so head over to 412teens.org to ask your own spiritual questions.